Well, people might be afraid to get out of their boat knowing that there are sharks in the water, but there are some people here in Tampa Bay that actually go searching for them. Here to tell us what Mote Marine Aquarium does for shark conservation is Catherine Gentile. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Shark Week, it's a big week.
It is a big week for us.
Yes, that's an exciting thing. I just want to talk first just about the conservation efforts that Mote does, especially when it comes to sharks. What is it that you guys are doing?
Mote's Sharks and Rays Conservation Research Program studies the biology, ecology, and conservation of sharks, skates, and rays. We do that through efforts such as shark tagging or through Global Fin Print, which is Mote's shark survey that is the largest survey of reef sharks and rays in the world.
Wow.
We're actually located in 80 different countries using baited remote underwater video stations. And what we do is we have video stations underwater that actually track the sharks on the reef so we can better tell where sharks are most common and why those shark species are thriving compared to other populations in other countries.
Interesting. Okay. And that's really a good thing to pay attention to, because if the sharks are healthy, then the oceans are healthy.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Sharks are actually apex predators, which means that they help regulate species of smaller populations, such as other predators and fish. And if they don't regulate those species, then they might go unchecked and start overgrazing on reefs and seagrass.
Yeah, so Mote has a pretty deep history of caring for sharks and caring for them, in the wild. So how does that work? What is, what is it exactly? You explained a little, but what exactly are you doing?
So Dr. Eugenie Clark founded Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium in 1955 in Placida, Florida. It was a small one-room laboratory solely studying sharks. She was absolutely a pioneer in shark research, and she changed the way people think of sharks because, there have been TV shows and movies that have come out that have sort of exacerbated, the reputation sharks have of being these mindless, man-eating machines, right? But then she changed the narrative to actually show that sharks are extremely intelligent creatures and they can actually be trained. And that's something that we do at Mote. We target train our sharks in the aquarium.
Oh, interesting. So if we come and visit, is that something that we can kind of see and get an idea about? Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, we have to talk about what you brought with you.
Yes. The shark in the room, yes.
Right.
So this is a tiger shark jaw and this is a mako shark jaw.
Okay.
You'll see that the teeth go back several rows. So when you're on the beach, in Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, you'll find shark teeth.
Right.
And everyone wonders, how are there so many shark teeth? But that's because sharks actually have so many different rows of the teeth that go far back.
And so you brought this, and just to see so many of the rows of teeth.
Yes, it's impressive. But they're shedding these teeth constantly. So if you ever see sharks feeding or anything like that, you'll find these teeth on the ground and the surface of the water below.
So that would be why there's so many.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, do you find these sharks around our area?
We do, and there are a lot of common species in the Gulf. So there are, black tip reef sharks, sharp noses, tiger sharks, bull sharks, bonnet heads, hammerheads, things like that. But I do want to touch on that it's easy to stay safe from sharks. People think that shark attacks are common, but they're actually extraordinarily rare. And if you want to keep yourself safe, just make sure don't swim alone, swim in clear water, don't swim at dawn or dusk, and don't wear anything too shiny.
Yeah, you're right. It is not something that is happening all the time, but we're obviously hearing about it when one does.
Yes,
absolutely. You probably get asked that all the time when people come to Mote.
We do. But shark attacks are very, very rare, and most of the time it's just a case of mistaken identity. They think that you're a seal or something like that, but really, they're pretty rare.
Yeah, so come by to Mote and you can experience this and learn a little bit more about sharks too, right?
Absolutely. We encourage everyone to come to Mote. We do educate a lot at the Mote Science Education Aquarium, which opened up last year, and we kind of go into the history of shark research there and why it's important to conserve these animals.
Yeah, do it anytime, but it is Shark Week, so if you're wanting to learn a little bit more, it's a good time to go visit. Mote.org right there on your screen, and you can go and learn a little bit more about sharks. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.